Alright, welcome everyone to the final of the 23rd of March Team Sport Grid Series Round 1. We are going to be starting in what I'd say is probably one of the best positions to start in. I won't delve into that too much, but we'll just wait until we get out there.
Get the wedgie out. Feels alright. Well, I'm not moving yet, so I got a clue. Let's go.
So coming out the pit lane, swerving all over the place, trying to get as much heat into the tyres as possible, as the guy in front has a massive moment there under yellow flags, trying to really warm up those tyres. We're going to come to a stop up here just so that he can get the grid organised. So whilst that's all going on, I'll give you a quick rundown and recap of what's happened so far. Qualifying, I managed to get the worst car in the fleet and I started P12, which meant that I was P12 to start the 3 heats. And in the first heat we got up to P8, second heat and third heat we got up to P10. So all improvements, just didn't quite get enough done to really capitalise on the position that I was in, as that was quite out of position for me. So really warming up the tyres. What position are we going to be in when we come up to the grid? We'll have to find out now, as it looks like we are P3. So quite good start for us because we're on the inside. So as long as we get a semi-decent placement going into the corner, we should be able to get past second straight away.
I'll be getting into turn 1. I'm going to go on social media. Who's taking a photo? I did not consent to that. That is illegal photography thing. Oh.
Yep, so heard quite clearly there from Silky, any contact will be straight off. 5 red lights and away we all go. Do I get a good start? I'm still got my foot in up the inside. I'm not going to be able to make the move stick up into P2. Still alongside me there, you can just see his shadow. I leave him enough space up the inside and I just close that door on him and we're up into P2 after the first 2 corners. Now, capitalising on that, we're going to try and pressure P1 and go for the win here. Taking that hairpin nice and slowly there, just to make sure that I'm not bumping into the guy in front, as he makes a big mistake there. Goes quite narrow into this corner so I can get a better exit. Up the inside, does he see me? He does a little bit and he spins out. And I lose a position there to the car behind me as it goes to these red flags. Now I've got a bit of a conundrum here. So as you can see here, going into this corner, he's looking ahead. Nothing wrong with that. I would be too, but I have bumped into him at the side, so he knows I'm there. Now here, if you look on the left, he's looking at me. He's turned his head to look at me, as you can see there. Visor, fully in vision, he's looking at me. Here's another photo. You can see his visor looking at me. And what I don't understand is that he then turns in, so if you need to go and watch it back, then just skip back a few seconds. But what he really does is he turns into me as I'm going, as I'm side by side with him on the inside.
racing me? I didn't know.
Yeah, so the race is going to get restarted, kind of. We're just going to do a rolling start this time, just to get things going smoothly.
Absolutely not, man. I've got to win this race.
So obviously adrenaline's quite high at the moment, after that little scuffle. But I still think I did nothing wrong there. I feel like he did kind of cut across me and caused himself to spin out and crash. But it's racing, it happens. It's in the past now. Caused me to lose a position, but we're not here as a competition. We're not winning any money from it, so there's no point in holding grudges. Just a bit of a shame, really, because I felt like I would have been able to win this race and move on to the final A, because this is final B, and the winner of final B gets the racing final A. So I feel like it has cost me that opportunity, but it's more experience as we get a guy going up our inside now as we go to green flags. Am I going to be able to defend it off? I just am. Left enough space for him there on the outside, but made sure that he wasn't able to get a good exit out of turn 2. Coming down now to the hairpin and fast right and left section. Looking to close up to P2 and 1 ahead as we just kind of fell back a little bit there. We got caught napping a little bit at the restart. So whilst they're battling, we can catch up and try and hopefully capitalise on their mistakes as I quick look behind me to make sure that I'm not under threat myself. Closed up really nicely now to the cars in front. Take a bit of a tighter line there to get better exit speed out of this corner. As we're coming up over the start finish line now, still P3. Just looking to ease it through, look for any sort of mistake that I can capitalise on and make a position with. Again, taking that corner a bit tighter just to be able to get a good exit, at the same time not bumping into the car in front. That's not really nice for them. P1 looks for a move up the inside, doesn't manage to get it done, but still stuck tightly to the bumper of P1, and I'm closing. I'm very close behind. I was looking for a move around the outside, but the car in front just manages to stay ahead, keep him at bay for now. I'm just trying to look on any mistake that the car in front makes. I'm not focused on their battle, I'm focused on my battle with the car in front. I'm just trying to pressure him into making a move first, so that I can then obviously capitalise on that and get through as well. Or if needs be, I can try and overtake him and then pressure P1 again myself. Another quick look behind me to make sure that I'm not being pressured still, and at this point we're a good 3 or 4 seconds in front of the rest of the pack, so it's just our battle against ourselves really. Lunge up the inside, bit of contact there, but that was a very nice move to get past into first place for the driver in front. A lot of respect there for that. He left the door open, so you've got to make that move when the door's open. Can't let that chance go away, otherwise you're not going to get a very good result. So now I'm just trying to close up to the back of the driver in front to try and look for another move again. Well, inside, outside, wherever I can get it done. He goes defensively inside, cuts back to the outside line and keeps it going. Now I just want you to watch this driver's style here. What he'll tend to do is take a very defensive line until the very last second, and then he'll swing it onto the normal racing line without looking behind him and close the door. Now I feel as though that's a bit dangerous, because if you're alongside him and he doesn't know that you're alongside him, and he does that trick where he slides like quite aggressively back onto the racing line, then it's going to cause a big crash. and I just couldn't find a way past it because of his defensive style. It was very hard to get past because he was taking up the entire track, which is good in racing, but you know, there's a fine line between rudeness and good racing, and overall safety in general, really. As we are driving at quite high speed around these tracks, as I make a bit of a lock up there, and our car has broken down.
Yeah, it started clunking, but I thought I'd just wait it out. Alright.
So yeah, you'll have heard a funny noise with the engine if you look back a few seconds, just after turn 2, and the belt actually either burnt out or snapped or something, and I lost all power to the car.
Alright.
So we've got one, I mean, we've only got a dot anyway. So, maybe said 50, 30. I can watch a bit, just can't count.
Yeah.
Couldn't go for it.
Yeah, so just waiting for another cart now. Dropped down to P8 due to, well, obviously the car having no power. As you can see there, that's my replacement cart just coming round, being delivered by one of the employees.
Oh my lord. What a mess this is.
Silky just signalling where the cart needs to go so it doesn't get caught in the traffic, and you'll see me hopping in now, getting everything adjusted again, putting the pedals where they need to be, because I'm a short man. Now here I really needed to warm up the tyres, get as much heat into the tyres and brakes as possible. So you see I'm really trying to aggressively swerve it, but I didn't take me long to catch up, and I didn't actually realise that we were that close. They didn't really pull away as much as I thought.
I think so.
So yeah, back into P3 now.
Yeah, beyond 15.
Back into position as we go to yellow flags again. This should be quite a yellow flag, well, quite a short yellow flag, as everything's safe now, as all I had to do was catch back up, as we are now in green flags again. Really closing up on the car in front. You can see there the power difference already is a little bit concerning, but I am able to get a good exit coming up this hill. I'm going to be able to make everything stick. I'm not, and as you can see there, the power's just pulling away quite a bit there, which is really got me thinking about how this car will handle for the rest of the race.
This is a shocking car.
I'm starting to realise now that my fears have come true, and I've got one of the worst carts of the fleet, well, more worse carts of the fleet. As you can see, the carts in front are just pulling ahead massively now, which shouldn't have been the case, as my times on average should have been about half a second quicker in open air, possibly even reaching a second quicker per lap. So this kind of gap between me and the driver in front already definitely got me thinking about how I'm just going to have to try and survive in P3 and not lose any more positions. was about this point that I came to the realisation that I've got no chance whatsoever at catching back up. So my overall aim was just to keep pushing, make sure the gap doesn't increase any more, and make sure that I wasn't losing time to the guys behind me as well. So yeah, I've just kind of got to see this one out really. You won't be able to see the full footage from this because this was the second time I've used my GoPro. Didn't really know how to manage the battery well, so this session is cut a bit short, but I will explain what happened after the GoPro stopped recording once we get closer to the finish time. But other than that, this is just going to be a bit of raw footage now, as I've not got much more to commentate on, so hopefully you enjoy. If you want to skip a bit further on to when I start talking again, then feel free to do so. Should be about 1 or 2 minutes before the end of the video, whenever that is, so feel free to do that, or if you want to watch the footage, then feel free to do that also. Now where the GoPro footage cuts off, so I'm just going to explain everything real quick. So I stayed in P3 for the end of this final and managed to secure a podium in the final. I think it's best that the video cuts off early because I was very frustrated when I got to the pits, and obviously with that I usually speak when the video ends. So yeah, I just hold off P3. It was a fairly decent race. I feel like if I got a better car then I would have been able to do better. But I hope you've enjoyed the video and thank you for watching.